Hello, comrade, and welcome to Golden Squad. I hope you are enjoying Arc 3 so far. It's been one of my favorites to plan and play, and I think it will come across in the sessions too. This episode in particular was plagued with a bunch of technical difficulties though. Justin had to switch to a different microphone, so we pick up a slight echo from him, but I did my best to reduce it wherever possible. Also, Edward had an issue with his computer, and he's actually not in the beginning of this episode at all. And when he finally arrives, he had to switch to his phone, so his recording quality is significantly lower than normal. And I think he talks slightly less frequently than he normally does due to that. Even with these issues, I think this episode turned out pretty well and had us all chuckling at some of the events that took place. Oh, and an update on Alex. He did in fact send screenshots of him changing his rating from 4 stars to 5 stars, so like the true hero he is, he kept his word. At this point in the recording, we actually have not come up with a name Golden Squad yet, so in the beginning of this episode, we're talking about what we might name the podcast. Alright, let's dive in.
Alright, so previously on, this one's an easy one because all you did is like prep for the, I guess we're going to call it a heist.
What do we call ourselves? Are we dorks and dinguses? Because that's what I want.
I don't think we are. Like the superhero team, you mean? Like we have like a team name?
Like within Phi under Jeff?
Yeah.
There's no name.
But I mean, like, when you say previously on, insert name here, what's our insert name here?
We still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, the best name that I have that wasn't taken was Powered.
Power Patrol? Like Paw Patrol, but... I'm
I
sorry.
like it.
Right.
I'll sit down in the back.
Yeah. I'm if we want to go with Powered Patrol, sure. It sounds cheesy, but I kind of like it. Okay. So you guys got a fat list of things that you're like one-use items that you brought with you on the plane. You decided, actually, you spent like half the last session going over what you might want to take. You got a list of the like agents, the higher ranking agents within the SCS, which is the super powered division of the FSB in Russia. Yeah, there's 8 of them. You decided that you were going to split into 2 teams. One, the team of Edward, Jade, and Tomislav to go into the building disguised as agents. I'm assuming teleporting in with Jade's power. And then Zach and Callum are going to go in as themselves to try to create a distraction, I think,
I think we were trying to get in touch with the director, because we wanted to go to the director's office.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, we were just kind of like acting as what were we saying? We were going to be like
I represent Cooper Corp, and so the idea is to see if we can get an audience with the directors and if they're interested in any of the tech. And then you were going to come with me.
Yeah, I was going to be your body boy. I was going to keep you alive.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
I think the only other piece was the intel that you had on the location of the information you're seeking. You got from Tomislav as 3 possible locations: the 3rd floor, middle of the building, the 6th floor, back end of the building, and the 8th floor director's office.
Yeah, there was a secured vault, 6th floor side of building. Yeah.
And we're trying to get information in general for what Russia's planning. What's like the big...
Oh, what you're trying to achieve? You're trying to figure out where is your friend Gabe. Yes.
Yeah.
Gabe,
What happened to Gabe?
okay.
And they're stealing a bunch of other powered people. So we're trying to understand what they do with Gabe and why are they gathering all these people? What's their end goal?
Okay, gotcha. Right now we're just trying to get the paperwork.
Yeah, we're going to go in there and be like, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy? What does he do?
Okay.
That was a good Kindergarten Cup reference. So I think the idea was we're going in to find papers because this is like the main FSB, right? Is it FSB?
Yes, FSB. FSB is the like non-superpowered version. and they share the building with the SZS, which is the superpowered.
The superpowered, yeah. So we're trying to find out where they keep their political prisoners, basically, because we know that they're probably not held in this containment facility, but somewhere maybe more high tech or secretive. And I think the idea was that we were going to be throwing either some trackers or following direct people to find where the information was being held, if possible, or because I think I think you guys were going to be breaking into the middle of the building and then potentially the vault, and then we were doing the director's office.
Yeah, and then we had the plan of like, if you find some shit, you could just teleport out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also
Gotcha.
note that Edward's power, he can, by touching a paper, know all of its contents. So he just needs to touch it. He doesn't have
Speed
to open it.
reading on drugs. I love it.
Yeah. So if he can touch a piece of paper, then he knows what's in that, or a folder or something. He knows what's in that. So if you get to like a filing cabinet or something, he could go through that in like seconds.
I feel like that would be a Tommy 5 like montage of him just like powering through books in like seconds.
Tommy? Like Johnny 5?
Or Johnny 5. What did I say? Did I say Tommy 5?
But it's funnier because his name's Tomislav. Tommy 5. That's what you
My
can
brain.
call him.
Tommy 5.
Is alive. Yes. I'm going to do something kind of interesting. I think you guys will like it this time. So you guys are going to get basically retcon features for this session. And the number you get is going to be based on your intelligence. So you're all going to get 1 plus an additional 1 for every 3 levels of intelligence you have.
What are these?
Basically, you're going to be able to retcon a situation. Here's an example. You are breaking into security and you find out that they have your identification on record. You can be like, oh, never mind, I'm going into disguise then. Retcon. You change what you've done, even though you've already done it. And we're going to say that this is like a planning phase, and so the more intelligence, the more forethought you can put into it, the more ability you have to plan ahead.
I feel like this is an Ocean's 11-esque scene where we are talking about the caping while the caping is happening.
That's
and then,
not
like,
a bad way to put it.
During the planning phase, we're going to be like, but I'm going to go in and do this. And someone's like, well, what happens if the alarms get tripped? And that'll be like an intelligence points of like, well, we are going to have a plan for that.
Yeah, so you will all, including Tomislav, get retcon points that you could spend. So all of you get 1 plus an additional 1 for every 3 intelligence you have. So that means
2 for me.
yeah,
total.
I think Zach is the only one Zach gets 3, I think.
No, I have 10 intellect.
Yeah.
I
So
have
that-
0. I have 0.
Zach,
Oh, it's an extra retcon per 3 intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was per intelligence. I'm like, dude, I got like 11. Get out.
yeah, so you get 3 plus 1, so you get 4.
Callum gets 2.
Jade gets 1, Edward gets 3, and Tomislav gets 1.
Okay.
Jade gets 1. Tommy gets 1. Callum, I get 2. Zach got 4. And then who's...
Edward gets 3. So I'll try to save his for when he gets here, but if there's a situation that you guys, because you guys can decide together whether or not it's like we should use his, because he's not here to fight back. And you can use these actions, these retcon points, I guess, as planning as well. If you want more information about a specific, like if you want to do some type of surveillance in advance, before you plan how to heist this building, like that is a good use for these points as well. So they're not specifically retcon; they're more like action points. So yeah, you can use them however you'd like, and you can decide collectively when to use Tomislav's as well.
Okay.
So I'll keep track of who's.
Yeah, and I wrote it down in the notes for us as well.
Are you keeping notes on where are the notes at? Where do you keep those?
Player notes and our current session.
I'll link it in the chat for you.
Yeah.
That's a total of, what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points you have to spend. So, how's this heist going?
Dangerously.
Well, do we want to take some time to surveillance the building since we never really did that? I don't know how we're going to do that. Like, without actually going into the building to do the surveillance.
I can think of a few things off the top of my head because I'm a paranoid individual and I think of these things all the time. Do a circle, find cameras, viewing points, find so we would have, if we have a map of the Kremlin, the KGB headquarters, because this is our real life counterpart.
Mhm.
I would say we would know in that area where our egress points would go, like where we are going to enter the area, even like in the general vicinity, like where we're going to drive, what streets we're going to take, and then like if everything hit the fan, which direction we're going to go out of. And I would assume you would take those points to be like unguarded sectors or places with the least amount of security.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't Tomislav already have all this information for us?
And I feel like maybe we talked about that.
He has some information. He has the information about. So, for example, he tells you that the main gate has guards at it and a metal detector, and they don't allow weapons for non-agents. So, if anybody tries to bring a weapon in, it is if they're not a agent or they're not like a visitor or like I should say like a VIP, they are not allowed to have weapons. And yeah, they have limited like background check type things set up in the main gate area. So if you go in the front door, that's what you get. There's guards and cameras on the front door. He says that beyond the front door, the first 2 floors, they don't have very much security. It's mainly just badge access. He says the 3rd floor he's never been on, so he doesn't know what it has. His badge does not work on the 3rd floor. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all of them are a lot higher security. They have patrolling guards, cameras on the entrances and exits, and badges to get in and out.
Okay, so with our current plan, I have to go through the front gate and I can't have weapons. So I'm going to be a sitting duck.
I don't need weapons as I am powered, but I feel like, yeah, you don't have anything without your suit, right?
That's not a suit, I just have a blaster.
Oh.
I mean, I'm more like, I have a lot of utility, but I don't really do any attacks. The only way I can do damage is with that blaster, so.
Is there a way we could sequester an item on your persons?
Well, possibly if... I don't know if it would be appropriate to rendezvous with, like, Jade, Edward, or Tomislav, but they are going to be doing the imposter approach, which means they should be able to bring their weapons through.
Maybe have one of them stash a weapon in, like, a trash can or something for us, or maybe, like, the bathroom, put it in the toilet seat or something.
That is an action, and that is allowed.
Yeah, but didn't you just say they had detectors on different floors too?
The metal detector to get in is the only like
weapons detection. Okay.
They don't have metal detectors on other floors, since it's assuming that the majority of people inside are already agents that have weapons. So.
Yeah, so I think that if we did that approach, I just can't leave through that door.
I can't teleport you out. I could teleport your gun out.
Wait, you can't teleport me out anymore?
I don't think I can.
You can. One person.
Oh, I can.
At a time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I could teleport you out.
I mean, you could one person at a time.
You could just leave the gun stashed, and then like they can always pick it up if you didn't actually need it. We would just have like that as oh man, we need a weapon. We know where to get one.
Well, my weapon's kind of special.
Maybe use a backup.
That being said, I don't really know, I don't feel like we're going to be in a position to survive if it were to go down while we're there. So we should probably...
plan for egress only, like never stand and fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, let's just do the recon, figure out where we might be able to find Gabe, and let's just not stir too much. And because it seems like we would just it'd be a suicide.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you saying just don't bring the gun?
Yeah, I shouldn't bring the gun. Or, if anything, you can bring the gun, and if we end up rendezvousing, you can give it to me. If it does go down, sure. but I'm not gonna like risk keeping it on me or trying to leave with the gun unless it goes down, you know.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I'll carry a gun with you or with me.
yeah, that'd probably be best since you can teleport. But I don't think I'm gonna need it, or at least I'm gonna hope that this is not where we're not gonna go like fight inside this building. If we can help it, we're gonna do recon and figure out where Gabe is, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I'm of the same, because we need to keep this as like low key as possible, because we have been told a few times that like this is a escalating situation. The longer we stay here and the more presence we make, the harder it's probably going to get for us. So, you know,
Yeah.
James Bond this, but not as flamboyant as him, because everyone kind of knows James Bond. You know, I don't know if we want to compare ourselves to that.
Okay.
I think Callum's good.
Time to snake.
So Tomislav also tells you that the 8 power people that he mentioned before with the SES, they all occasionally, they don't usually all work at the same time. They have shifts, but he doesn't know their schedule. But he did give you all pictures of them. So if you wanted to surveil them, that is an option as well.
The main 8 powers: Boa, Void, Morph, Mirage, Mountain, Perilous, Bonfire, and then Persist.
Yeah, so we'll be potentially like bumping into them while we're there, but like I don't think we're trying to stir some shit.
Yeah, because
so.
as of right now, you don't know who's going to be on site when you guys are if you don't get this information, basically.
And they also have no reason to attack us, you know, like not like
They shouldn't, unless they recognize somebody. But I am a completely new face. You have a secret identity. Tomislav is a part of their group. Jade's the only unknown entity with Edward.
I'm a girl from the streets. Nobody knows me.
Yeah, the only one that they may recognize is Edward, or is Zach.
yeah, but also not with like some sort of vendetta or anything, like just because I'm the head of a company.
The same way you recognize Elon Musk or something.
Like I don't think we have any reason to like. They're not like trying to get us or anything. Like there's no baggage between us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not actively hunting you.
Well, except they might think that somebody's. I mean, they took Gabe, so wouldn't they think that they might be on alert or something, or somebody to come find them, the powered people?
Good question.
So they may have it be like, why are you, Zach, here at this moment in time representing your company if there's never been correspondence between you and them in the prior? So if they ask us why we're here, why we're choosing this moment, you know, like how do we answer that? What is our purpose of going to the company now at this time? Do we address it, or do we just say it's happenstance?
I think it's really as simple as just, you know, the Cooper Corp's just trying to see if they have any interest in the technology or want to collaborate or anything like that. I don't think there's any baggage like between the companies at all. So this is kind of a fresh.
All right, I think we're ready. I think I'm right there with you, Jade. All right, Callum's with you. He understands.
Okay. So
I'm down to get started.
Is there anything you want to do before? Like, is there like any pre-retcon actions you want to take?
If I bring my like laptop with me, are they gonna like confiscate that?
Tomislav tells you probably not.
Cool. Because we might be doing a little hacking while we're in there.
And we have our little helper, don't we? Didn't we take that as one of our devices?
But Sunny,
Sunny device, yeah.
you have basically like a laptop that has Sunny on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your hideout. Did you want to take it into the FSB with you?
Could we take a laptop that has like a virtual machine running on it that Sunny has access to, so that way we can access Sunny remotely?
He can. I mean, he could be on comms if you wanted to like
Mhm.
ask him a question.
Okay. But if we were like, you know, plugging a USB device in, you know, like, hey, Sunny, you're in.
Well, I have that. I don't think I don't know if Sunny has that kind of.
We just want Sunny to be like,
No,
what's
you
it?
absolutely has that ability. If you want
Yeah,
to
you
hack
guys-
with Sunny, you can. But I guess there's one piece that I didn't mention as a recap of last session. One of your indicators that will determine how difficult this is your what did I call it, like stealth or something, your noticeability, and every
Notoriety.
time, yeah, I guess. Well, I can't remember what I used for it, but every time you take an action, suspicion, that's what it was. Every time you take an action that gets noticed, it will increase your suspicion, and that is like a permanent thing for this arc. Every time it goes up, it stays at that level, and the higher it goes, the more difficult it will be. So, Sunny told you that he can hack things for you, but it will likely be noticed.
Yeah, no, we don't need to use Sunny because I have those abilities so that I can make sure it doesn't get noticed.
Oh,
Well,
sick. Okay.
I mean, unless I fail a check or whatever, but
hacking into something directly instead of remotely is less likely to be noticed. So,
yeah, if I'm like from the inside. Also, we're not gonna like let the AI get in there, and I don't know. So yeah, we don't need to use Sunny and get like a flag. I have that skill. So
yeah. Well, I'm not. It's not guaranteed that you will not still get a flag, and I'm not going to tell you guys if you got a flag.
I'm excited.
all right, cool.
Whether you succeed or fail, that's one check. But whether or not you got a flag from being noticed will be a secret check.
Okay.
Like, so I think we would start the operation. What do we call this operation? What's our code name for this op?
The FSBZs.
The FPS. Okay. FSBEZs. I'm gonna write this down. FSBEZ.
Okay. So we're going to break this into two pieces since you're splitting up into two teams. Who wants to go first?
Let's see. So
I guess
my
me
team
and
is-
Zach should probably go first, considering the second half of Jade's team is not present at the moment.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna try to gain an audience with the directors, and like I would imagine that I would just reach out to them in advance.
Are you just going to show up on the front door and be like, hey,
No, I imagine that I'd reach out to them in advance so that they expect me, and then I have a better chance of gaining the director's attention.
all right, so you're going to call them?
What's the best way to contact them? Like, they not have like a.
So maybe that's the thing we should talk about. Maybe we have pre-planned this, and you have had. I might actually state we have used a retcon. I will use a retcon in this case. That you have an entire organization. You have a real ass company. Like, wouldn't you have like an outreach program or something that would like get in touch with someone at the FSB and potentially set up a meeting for us?
Yeah, I mean that's what I would expect. That's what I would do. Is try to set it up in advance. I would just show up. That would seem way super suspicious. Yeah.
Okay. Cooper Corp reaches out to FSB. Do you have a specific idea? Just like sharing technology is the general meeting?
Yeah, sharing technology, and then potentially if they're open to it, and if they want to suggest any sort of collaboration, then we'd be open to hearing it. But otherwise, we have some things that we would be open to sharing with them if they're interested. Just starting that conversation. But like it's super secret stuff, so we need to do it in person. So.
Callum, you're using that action?
Oh, I'll use it. I have 4. I'll use it. He can keep his 2.
All right, so yeah, they reach out and you hear from your PR I don't know what division would do this reach out stuff, but you hear back from them that the FSB is actually excited to meet with you. They're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's called Operation FSB Easy.
Yes. FSB. And who came up with that?
I did.
Boo. Boo this man.
Yeah, I'm not sure like what your guys' plan is to get further up the building. I'm just going to the director's office, which is on the 8th floor. Yeah.
Well, don't we have access as agents Or no?
It depends. The IDs that you were given from Jeff are not RFID badges. Like you cannot use them on the doors.
We got some falsified documents. They're not up to
You
snuff.
have like an ID and a uniform. You don't have like the technology piece.
Well, if the doors have windows in them, like some do, I could teleport to the other side and let Edward in.
Oh, if you have visibility into the area.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that happens to be the case, like that's an easy.
Can you get them out of it? If you teleported them in, could you get them back out?
She can only teleport one person at a time
With herself.
with herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
just.
so you can teleport into the room with them.
Yeah.
So you leave Tomislav outside the door. You and Edward jump in,
Tomislav
do a
has
quick
badge
search,
that
and
gets him
out.
in.
Oh.
But this is also assuming that there's a window on the door. I mean, if
Mhm.
that's the case, like that's great. That'll be super easy. But otherwise, like I don't know what the plan is for you guys to figure out how to get
Is there a bring your child to work day? Do we know?
And that just happens to coincide with the day that. Are you guys gonna wait
Mhm.
for it?
And Jade is Tomislav's long lost child, adopted like 6 times out, you know. However, we need
Do
that
they
family
have-
tree to bend.
Like twice removed adopted people? Is that? I don't think that works.
I don't know, man.
That was twice removed adopted.
You ever seen a bonsai tree? That's what I'm talking about, you know. Make it work.
Does Tomislav know if there's any like easy way to spot someone who should have clearance? Because I mean, in that way, you guys could have like a target that you try to like lift.
He could wait for someone to go out of one of the doors and just follow them.
Oh, so
Maybe
this
we-
isn't like security where you have to badge no matter what.
You do have to badge no matter what. Entering the floors.
Well, once you get on the floors, so it's not like there's.
So what he could do if you wanted is he could like wait in the stairwell, and then as soon as someone comes out of one of the doors, he knows that person has access because they use their badge to get out.
Could sleight of hand steal a badge.
That's what I was thinking. But yeah, if there was a way to identify someone who has a worthy badge to lift, then you could do that, and then
Tomislav can tell you that.
cool. So that's good that Jade is with Tomislav because I think that's going to work out.
Oh, you're talking about on the fly?
How else are you gonna?
Like he could track someone down that has it, and then you could do it before you go into the building.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely make sense. Yeah.
So should I use a retcon for that? Is that what you're saying?
You only have one, so
Well,
Wait, well, okay. So I guess like, can someone else use one on her behalf?
yeah. So she can use a action to do this, or someone else could do it for her. But whoever does it is going to have to make the roll. So if like Zach wants to do it, Zach would have to roll the. If you're going to do sleight of hand, then Zach would do a sleight of hand. Depends on if you could.
Would it be using my sleight of hand stat?
I mean, like, it depends on how you're taking it, right? If you're trying to steal without him knowing, then that would be sleight of hand. If you're trying to like push him off a bridge or something, that'd be a different roll.
Yeah. No, I think that Jade only has one. I think this is like, okay. The only problem is we need to make sure we get a badge that goes like 6th level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, can Tomislav use his point to make sure that it's a 6th level employee?
That I won't even take a point. He can direct you towards the person for free.
Oh, okay.
Well, he can do that already without having to use an action.
Cool. So yeah,
Okay.
Jade, I think you should try to lift that badge.
Yeah, and do you want just some? Like, you probably don't want like the director. You probably want somebody lower level.
whoever has access to the places we need to go.
So, did you say these are RFID
Maybe-
badges?
RFID, yes.
Okay, I don't know if you know this, but in the world of hacking, we can dupe that badge. So I would like if we can use the action to lift it, dupe it, and then get it back on that guy without him noticing. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
So I steal it.
Would
give
you
it
even
to
need to
you.
lift it from him? Could you not just? I mean, if you've ever seen those like
Yeah, you have to get
wallet
pretty
commercials, you just take
close.
your phone and just slap it up to their bag, or like put your phone next to the badge or something.
It would probably be best to dupe it, but technically, you just have to get real close.
I'm just saying they wouldn't need to like leave the room, make a copy, and then come back later. She could just
This
like
is this is true.
palm something to like touch to the RFID reader.
Yeah, technically, she wouldn't even really need to do sleight of hand as long as like I couldn't do it because I'm too recognizable, so the guy would recognize Zach, but I could give her a device and she would just need to get close enough. I mean, even Tommy could just get close enough and dupe it.
It would probably be a sleight of hand to make it not seem intentional.
I guess.
Welcome.
Guess that's up to Luke.
Welcome back. Okay.
Well, I'm just on my phone at that point. Means I think my computer might not work for the rest of the night. So, yeah.
Well, luckily, this is mostly. I don't expect combat, but you guys have surprised me once before, so you might be able to get by. Like, I can read you your character sheet if you need it. So I think you should be able to get by with your phone and a die if you want to do it that way.
That's what I got.
All right. Cool. Edward's in. Can I use my recon point to supply the tech to Jade to do this, or does she have to use her recon point?
You mean the action?
Yeah, action point. I just keep calling it recon.
Yeah. So you can use yours, and you're just gonna.
I'm giving her the tech to do this, or Tomislav, whoever makes sense. I don't think it should be too hard for them to do it.
I'm cool with that because you are designing the tech to do it. So they just have to get near the badge.
Right. And if Tomislav does it, then in theory he could get multiple badges, like Edward and Jade's badge, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be my point, and Tomislav will do that. So I'm going to go down to 2 now. Cool.
Jade and Edward have correct, like, working badges that will access. Do you have a specific place that you want? Like,
All the spots that we need to go.
well,
Well, 6th floor. I mean, does the badge work all the way to the 6th floor, or is it actually separate from the 3rd floor?
so the 3rd floor is the only floor that Tomislav's badge does not work on.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want him to? Because he can get you into all those other floors. The 3rd floor is the only one he cannot get you into.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, then ideally we want to do this to the effect that we get a badge that works on the floors we don't have access to. So that's.
Yeah, and you could copy Tomislav's badge if you wanted to, but
I think it would be wise to not copy the same badge more than once, because I feel like if we were to do this, there's a suspicion that like someone accessed the same room, 3 times in a row or something like that, or they were in 2 rooms at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I would be paranoid about that.
I mean, to that end, Tomislav, like I spent the point, so we should be able to get different badges. But the
Mhm.
goal is to at least get one to the 3rd floor if that's possible.
So you have access. You have a badge that can access the 3rd floor now.
Okay, I don't need one. Callum doesn't need one. We shouldn't be having one. This is just for Edward and Jade. So if they have that, so I'm gonna write this down too.
Let's say I'll even give you each different badges. So you each have unique badges that can access the 3rd floor. Tomislav does not, but he has a badge that can get in the other floors, and he assumes that the badges that can get into the 3rd floor can also access the other.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll start. Cooper Corp contacts the FSB director. They scheduled a meeting. You decided that you will not go in with a weapon. Is that the plan?
I'm not going to, and neither is Callum. Yeah. He doesn't need it either, so.
Okay. The guards meet you at the front gate, and they ask you for ID. Specifically Zach.
Oh, okay. So just show them my regular ID.
One of the guards says, "Well, I'm big fan of Cooper Corp. That's hard to say in a Russian accent.
Thank you.
I really love the what's a device your company makes?
There's a lot of them. Cooper Corp does more like the technology for like medical centers and stuff like that. That's one.
My grandma was saved by your advanced medicine.
There it is.
Babushka, very nice woman.
That's great to hear.
The director will be down shortly. Feel free to wait in the cafeteria.
Okay.
Have a coffee.
And they don't card Callum?
No, he's next.
Okay.
And they ask for Callum's ID.
I feel like I would just hand them. Oh man, I didn't think about this. I don't know if I would just hand them my straight up ID, but like, do I have? I guess I should have asked for something from, or if I had like a card, but I wouldn't be able to give them anything that tracks me back to Phi. Oh man, does Zach have a? I guess I would have like an employee badge from Zach's company.
Yeah.
But that would be the most believable thing. But I'm gonna say that, but then I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna need something for that.
Why are you just afraid of giving them your basic ID?
I wouldn't want to. I'd have to have. I'm telling them I'm your bodyguard. I couldn't just be like, here's my driver's license. You know, my New York license.
If that's
you know.
what they're asking for, then just show it to them. Whatever, man. It's just a formality.
Yeah, but
They don't know who you are. They don't know who you are. Or you like a fake ID or something.
I feel like Callum is big enough in the science world that he probably has some papers published, and he probably has information that shows he's worked with Phi in the past.
Okay, I didn't know this.
You know, like, I mean, it's in my backstory. Okay, if you read it, I know it's long.
Man, are you gonna have to use a retcon action right here just to?
Just to say, like, could we say that Callum has a badge, because we've talked about this plan earlier, that I would have a badge saying I am his bodyguard, or like, you know, with like, I don't want to say like a fake ID, but like an employee identification.
If you
wouldn't.
You could do that, but it will be an action.
You know what? Before he does that, let me just see if I can persuade the guard. No, like, not to be like suspicious or anything, but just as the guard says, hey, like, you know, go have your coffee, like he said. I'll introduce Callum. Can we go to that moment without spending a point?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you're going to try to persuade your way around having to get his ID?
Yeah. Just like a casual one. If it doesn't work, then obviously the guy will press for the ID, right?
Okay. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Cool. What was his name? He didn't give me his name, did he?
The guard? No, the guard has his name on a badge, but it's in Russian. So
I'm glad your babushka survived. That's great to hear. We love to hear those stories that our technology actually helps people. Sorry, this is my colleague Callum. Yeah, he's with me today. We're going to be hopefully working with you to bring this technology here for you guys too. Can we just go in now?
He's your bodyguard?
Yeah, but he's also here to discuss this technology with me too. So he's a partner and bodyguard.
He keeps no forms of identification on his person. He travels light.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna try to push like, hey, we're going in, you know? What floor do we go to? Oh, sorry, we're going to the cafeteria, right? Yeah. Will someone meet us in the cafeteria?
The director will. 1 second, I gotta roll.
We're just kind of like urging our way through this, if that makes sense. You see what I'm trying to do here?
You're not stopping and letting the guard even attempt to get my information. You're just walking past him.
No, he's like talking to both of us, and I'm just like,
Doesn't it act like you belong moment?
we are a unit, and he just ID'd me, right? Like I'm pushing through.
We are one.
The guard says, all persons of power must have ID.
Oh.
Great news, I have no power.
Well,
No,
Callum
no,
definitely has it.
Yeah. We're not getting by that. Okay, well, at that rate, buddy, you might need to get that ID. So.
So Callum's gonna go to one retcon point and say he has official papers.
Alrighty. You hand him your bodyguard ID. He scans it and he goes, "All right, here is your temporary badge. Enjoy your coffee."
Sweet. Enjoy your babushka.
Oh, I will tell her you say so. Let's switch over to Jade and Edward and Tomislav. How are you guys getting? Like, are you going to teleport through a window or something? Like, what's the idea here?
Well, if we have badges, can't we just walk into the...
You could, if you want to. But then you'll have to go through multiple checkpoints.
Oh, I thought there was only one.
There's one, like, metal detector checkpoint, but there's also cameras and badge sign-in or badge scanning on all of the stairwell doors.
Okay. Sure, I can teleport us in. I feel like that would be more suspicious, but I can do that.
Up to you. It doesn't... You could go either route.
How do you feel, Edward? Do you want me to teleport you in? Or do you want to try to go through the checkpoint since we have the badges?
Are we able to get into a room where we know we're teleporting into an empty room? Like, how do we know how many levels of security we're bypassing?
So you don't know anything about the third floor, if that's where you wanted to go. But you have general layout of the building. You know that the first and the second floor are low security. So if you wanted to teleport, say, to the second floor, there's low chance of you running into somebody. But there are cameras. You know they're all on all the doors to enter and exit the stairwell, but you don't know where else around the floor they are. Actually, I'll because Tomislav's been on everywhere but the third floor. So unless you go to the third floor, you know where the cameras are.
Okay.
Does that mean, like, if we teleport in, that anybody who's paying attention to the cameras would see people who they haven't seen before?
If they're watching live camera footage, then yeah. There are spots that you could teleport to without being noticed on camera.
Okay, so we could potentially be seen. Okay.
You could be seen by a person, but you know that there's places you could teleport to where you won't be seen by a camera.
Okay. How do you feel about it, Jay? I kind of like that you can teleport. It's the idea of just getting in feels great, but
yeah. I'm down to give it a try. What was the floors that we needed to go to that had the 6 and 3? Do we just want to try to teleport to the 6th floor, but that floor was busier? You were saying.
Yes, the 6th floor is high security, so
High
there are
security,
patrolling guards. You still know the locations the cameras can, but you don't know the patrol schedule of the guards.
Okay. Why don't we try to just teleport into the 2nd floor and where there's no cameras?
okay, I'd be down for that.
Okay. I'd have to do it twice, cause to get you both in there.
Tomislav.
Like
Yeah.
Tomislav.
Well, can't Tomislav just like walk in? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you only have to teleport once because Tomislav should be able to just walk in.
Okay.
I must have missed it why they don't have access to basically the building.
They do.
Oh, why are you guys teleporting in? Why don't you just walk in?
Because I want to teleport.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well-
are we being ridiculous? Maybe we should walk in.
Well, Luke was saying there's a lot of checkpoints, so he made it seem like there's a lot
You'll
of
have to go through the main gate, and you'll have to go through the. Depends on what floor you go to, but you'll have to go through the badge check-in and buy the cameras on the.
Do we not have the credentials to get through?
Oh, you do.
Yeah, you do.
I don't mind if we want to just try to walk in and just like sneak our way through.
Sure.
Just
I mean,
be,
I guess
like,
if we have the
casual.
credentials, what's the downside, right?
That's
you
true.
may have to talk to somebody. And
Oh.
you guys both do not speak Russian.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right.
What's my conversation skills?
You guys have translators, which will in real time tell you what they're saying, but you do not have the expertise in Russian language.
Can we use a retcon point to give us expertise in Russian language?
You can. I will allow that.
Oh, I got, how many points do I have? I have a bunch of points,
You have
don't I?
3. You have 3. If you want to get because you can read a book in like a minute. So if you want to learn the basic or the
Just have
intermediate
Tomislav
level-
hand you a dictionary and you just understand the language.
I don't know if language learning actually works that way, Luke, but if you're willing to be generous and say it does, I'll take it.
Well, I'm saying like you will know enough to speak a broken Russian. Like, you
That's
will-
probably not if I'm passing myself as like a Russian agent now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's no good.
But not all of the agents are Russian.
Oh,
So
That's-
a broken Russian may be enough. Like one of the main powered people, I think it was Mirage. No, it was Void. Is German. So
oh,
not just because you work there does not mean you are Russian.
okay.
So a broken not speaking Russian at all might be a little bit suspicious.
Okay, I will spend a retcon point on that. We still might teleport in then, because then I'd be the only one.
You're with
Speaking-
Tomislav, and Tomislav speaks fluent Russian.
Oh, okay.
So on that note, though, like Tomislav can walk in. Tomislav over comms can be like, "Aight, guys, teleport through the window when it's clear."
True.
Yeah, that seems like a.
Yeah.
Let's do
And
that.
That does not require an action, so that you can just do.
I think I still want to spend my action on getting broken.
All right. You can speak Russian moderately.
Cool. Or do you want to give me a roll to maybe see how well I can do it? Could be fun.
Okay. Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. We'll roll on your Russian.
Okay, so what? I got a D20 here.
We'll
What is
roll
the
if you need to use it. Well, that's when we'll do the roll.
Oh, when it comes up. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. So you're on the second floor with Tomislav. Where to?
Probably want to get the information on room 3. In room 3.
Floor 3?
Floor 3? Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go up the stairs to the third floor. Are you going to let Tomislav in with one of your badges? Because his badge doesn't work there. Or are you gonna tell him to wait? It's like in the stairwell or something.
Watch the door.
Yeah, because if he doesn't have security and we do, and somebody finds us,
I'm just gonna say this: you just have a badge that lets you through. Like, no one's ever seen you before. You don't have like a picture or anything. So, I mean, if their security doesn't work that way, then I don't know.
we can bring him just in case. Sure. Let him in. Just in case we need him.
Okay, so the three of you enter the third floor. You see some various Cyrillic characters on the walls, indicating direction. Like, so you see Cyrillic arrow, the same way you'd see it in a supermarket or a hospital or something. Tomislav will translate for you.
I can read them now.
That's true. You can. One of them says laboratory. It has an arrow to the right, and one of them says testing lab. Arrow to the left, and then directly below research lab, there's another arrow that says holding cells.
Oh, holding cells. That's
Also
dubious.
to the right. Yeah.
Do we want to go check the holding cells to see if they're holding Gabe?
Sounds like the one.
I mean, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm talking to Edward, Alex.
You're not here.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I guess you guys are on the comms, right? We're all on comms together.
No. We don't have comms. That's not a thing. I'm gonna mute.
We're gonna need you to address Edward so that we don't butt in.
All right, let's go to the holding cells. We walk to the left.
Right.
Right.
You walk to the yes.
We'll walk to the right.
You see a set of closed wooden doors that appear to be locked, and there's a guard booth next to it.
Wooden doors.
Yes, wooden doors with windows. So
Okay.
think hospital, like that.
Okay. If there's windows, I can teleport us in there.
Yes, and there are cameras as well.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Is there any way to be outside the camera's direction?
You can be outside of the cameras on the side of the door that you're on, but you cannot see the camera on the other side of the door, if there is one or not.
Just to double check, Tomislav has not been to this floor, right?
Correct. He has never been here before.
Okay, so he can't help us anymore about where the cameras are.
This is the only floor he doesn't know anything about.
Does the door here have a swipe for like a badge or something?
It appears to, but Tomislav tells you that nowhere else in the facility is there a guard next to a door besides the front gate.
Oh, sorry. Did I miss that there was a guard here?
Yes, there's a guard in like a booth. I don't know what you call it when it's inside, but like a room that's
A station? A guard station?
I guess you could call that. It's like there's a window that he can talk to you through.
The checkpoint.
A checkpoint is a good way to put it. Yeah.
Oh, there's somebody there.
Presumably to unlock the door.
Oh, gotcha. So I wouldn't want to teleport in there anyways.
He's on the close side of the door. You can tell from the way that the room is. The room can see on both sides of the door. There's a corner of his room where he can see the other side of the door as well. So he can see people coming and people going.
Okay, so we basically don't want to be teleporting, is what you're saying.
There's a decent chance he will see you if you do.
Yeah, unless he's sleeping. Is he
is
sleeping?
not. No,
Okay.
You have sleeping gas. That was
We
one of the
do.
things you brought with you.
Oh,
That would detract attention, wouldn't it?
he's the only one in there. I don't know whose attention it would grab.
Yeah, he is the only one in there. You have sleeping darts and sleeping gas canisters.
It would be a sleeping dart thing for sure. But I don't know if anyone has the ability to use sleeping darts other than Callum.
No, sleeping darts anybody can use.
Okay.
Do we want to try to swipe our card first and see if it works? Because we
It would
have
be
the
very
access.
suspicious if it doesn't.
But yeah, and note that Tomislav's badge does not work. You know it does not work on this floor.
Okay.
Which is why you had to swipe to get him into the floor.
Well, what do we want to do here, team? Do we want to sleep dart him and try to go in and investigate?
I wonder if we can. What I'd like to do is can we steal somebody else's badge? But I don't know. There's a guard there, so he's letting people in he recognizes. But maybe it's not about recognition. Maybe it's just because maybe he doesn't know everybody who has clearance. It'd be great if we could just spoof our way in without sleeping darting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have the sleight of hand, so if somebody comes out, I could try to take their badge. But that's hoping that somebody comes out or goes in.
I think your badges are good enough to get in, right?
Do we know that?
You don't know it, but there is a bad reader, and you were able to get into this floor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we just asked Tomislav to copy badges that he knew, but I guess we don't know. I mean, but you got onto the floor.
You have 2 badges that you know can get onto the floor.
Ugh.
You don't know whether or not they can get through this door specifically. And if you want, Tomislav can talk to the guard, or Edward can, but there's a role involved in that.
So many options.
Yeah, I'm not because my talking skills. I don't think one of them was. I think deception was okay, but persuasion was bad. Or do I have that wrong, Luke?
You have persuasion is 0,
Mm-hmm.
and deception is 4.
Okay.
My persuasion is 1, so I'm not very.
And yeah, your deception is 3. You're both not very good at it.
We're the infiltration team.
Sleep dart?
Let's look around on the rest of the floor first. Maybe we can find. Is there anywhere in here that would have information on because I can read a book instantly. So if there's anything that even describes what that is in that room or what the security requirements are, doesn't matter that it's in another language.
True. The way you went down, the door and the guard posts were fairly close to the entrance to the stairs. So there's not a lot of other. There's not another door that you didn't go in the direction that you went.
Okay.
So this guard check is the first thing that after you turn right, the first thing that's there is this guard post. Checkpoint. Check this guard checkpoint.
Yeah, screw it. Let's just gamble on our cards.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay, what about Tomislav?
He's just gonna have to wait in the room.
Okay,
We'll
wait.
see if we can wave him through with us, but
I don't know. With security, I mean, yeah, I mean, he might just have to wait. But you could always, I guess, since you have a broken Russian, and something doesn't work right, you could be like, I don't know, I'll go figure it out. I'm sorry, my broken Russian, bye.
Talk ourselves out of it. Yeah, let's give our clearance keys, cards, check. That sounds good to me. We'll
Okay.
just leave Tomislav behind. I don't think we'll just wait. He can wait for us.
Okay. The guard sees you approaching. He kind of like nods at you. He stands up and he hands you a sign-in sheet.
cool.
And then he says, "Are you on the research team?"
Yes.
Da.
Wait, Jade, you shouldn't talk.
Well,
So,
at least that there's
no-
broken English and people speak
for-
English.
So I'm giving you what he said translated. He says this in Russian. Your translator earpiece tells you what he says. Edward has the ability to respond in Russian. A simple yes is, I would allow you to say da.
Yeah.
But he does hand you a sign-in sheet. There's a column that very clearly is a time, a column that is very clearly a date, and then there's a name and a signature. And the name in this, I mean, the signature is scribbles, but the name printed is in Cyrillics. Edward, I think you're clear for that since you actually studied it. Jade, I'm gonna have you roll for that though.
Okay.
I should just like copy someone's name though, but yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you can if you want. If you want to just copy a higher up name on the list.
Yeah, and then you could sign as whatever, but like, just copy someone's name because hey, it's a name, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll do, because you're copying a name, that's smarter. So I'll do with you could do +5, but roll deception +5.
Okay.
Oh shit!
So it's D20 +9.
Oh, for her. Okay.
I got 9.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. He looks at you for a second. He goes, common name. I should say common name because he's speaking to you in Russian.
Who is this guy like checking the sheet as they're signing it? What the?
He goes, good luck. He pushes a button on his end and the door opens after you guys scan your badges, of course. Tomislav is staying behind.
Mm-hmm.
You now see, as you enter this area, there are several locked doors. You can tell they're locked because they have, at some like schools and office buildings, they have like a cover over the deadbolt. So just like a cover over the external lock to prevent someone from like picking it. But you can tell that these doors are locked and they all appear to be cells. The first few that you come across are empty. Further down, you notice that it opens up to more of I'll call it a laboratory, but it reminds you guys of the training facility that was at Phi on the like 25th floor or whatever it was. That you guys, most of you, fought with Gregory. And in that area, you see some scientists, because of their lab coats, with someone who appears to have powers, and they're kind of strapped down to a table. Their hands are free, but their body is strapped down.
Oh, shit.
Is it anyone we recognize?
You do not. They appear to be having a conversation. The scientists and the person that's tied down. You are not close enough to hear, and they are like in a enclosed glass area, or it will say like bulletproof, like a plexiglass.
And all the cells are empty, you were saying?
No, not all of them. Just the first few.
Okay.
There is one that it's a little bit different from the others. The first few are all empty and they have that secured area. This one, it's more like a prison cell. It has It doesn't have like the bars, but it has like that plays the slot where you
Like food coming through.
yeah, the food where you put the food through, like solitary confinement kind of. And you can see someone's like hands waiting in the food receptacle. I don't know what you call that thing. Food slot.
Access hatch.
Access hatch. Sure. Yeah, you see someone's hands kind of waiting there, and they actually wave to you as you notice them.
Is it a lazy wave or an energetic wave?
You're not there.
Do we recognize the hand?
No.
I know those hands anywhere.
Guys, how is he waving to you? It's Gabe!
That's a good question because you do not see their head.
Can we go investigate him closer?
It's up to you.
I'll go and investigate him. My investigation is kind of low. Can I like perception roll?
If you want to, yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll roll for perception. Oh my god. I got a nat 1. So I got 10.
Here's human.
Okay.
The hands that you see, Caucasian, you can't tell much else.
Okay.
Are you going to approach? You're not. It's about 4 cell lengths down from where you are currently, just beyond the entrance door.
Sure, I'll approach.
As you get to the door, you hear from the slot, "Hello, Jade."
How do you know my name?
There's a lot that I know. This is in English, by the way.
Who are you?
My name is Petra Maximov.
I don't know who that is.
No, you don't.
And how do you know?
And how do I know who you are?
Yes.
I saw you coming.
Oh, somebody can see the future.
Bold move coming here.
We are looking for Gabe. Do you know of anything that's related to that?
I can't give you those details, but I have something for you.
For me, you shouldn't have.
And I need you to hang on to it until you leave this floor.
What is it?
It's a letter.
Oh. Okay. I can do this for you.
And he hands you a letter.
Cool. Can I read the letter?
I can.
He says, "You are welcome to read the letter as soon as you leave this floor."
And now that I have it in my hands, can I read it?
You can. He
Will that be
that.
that'll be violating his wishes, though, right?
True.
He says, "If you wish to save your friend, you will wait."
Okay. Fine, I'll wait. I can wait.
This is like that movie Next or whatever it is, where Nicolas Cage can see like 2 minutes into the future, and so like at one point he writes Jessica Biel a letter and tells her when to open it, and then she has to do some crazy thing that's on there right quick.
I forgot. I haven't seen Next in a long time.
It's an older movie at this point.
And
It is good. And it was only like 20 seconds in the future until he was sitting next to her. And then he could see, he spent like the night with her. And then he saw like the whole future of like, the explosion and stuff. And then he was able to solve everything with the FBI when they came and arrested him. It was a good movie. Very M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong ending.
Movie, the whole thing was like a...
It was a dream. He wakes up in the same cabin with her. Yeah. It was all a fever dream.
Petra hands you the letter, tells you for you to hang on to it, Jade, and not read it until you leave the floor.
Can I say anything here right now, or am I not?
It depends on if they're gonna say something on comms.
Okay.
You don't know about this yet because you cannot hear what they hear.
Okay, that's what I wanted to check. Cool.
So I fold up the letter and I put it in my back pocket.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you can tell us, or would you suggest anything to us right now besides the letter?
Have a look around. Don't stay too long.
Thank you.
Then we'll go. So do you want to look around, I guess?
Sure. We'll do a look around. Might as well while we're here.
Following every order of someone you just met. Ugh. Okay, so you notice.
He's like a nice guy.
Yeah, Petra. Yeah, he waved. Of course, all the nice people wave. Okay, so you see in the lab, the scientist is talking with the person that's strapped down. And eventually one of the scientists walks over to a terminal. The other scientist goes behind what looks like a shield, like a protective shield or a barrier. And one of the scientists types a few things on the computer, and in front of the guy that's strapped to the table, you see like a portal open up in front of him. And out from the portal flies what I will describe as a bat, but
It's a demon.
you could call it that. It's a bat, but it has no fur or like hair on it at all. Its wings appear to split midway down, so it has what look like 4 wings, and its torso appears to be just a giant mouth. And it flies around. The scientist behind the barrier quickly pulls out a net and catches it and shoves it into like a specimen collection container. You can see the man that's tied down to it straining, and you see the portal start to close, and a big tentacle starts to come out of it, and it makes a swing at the barrier that the scientist is behind. It hits it, but the portal is starting to close, so the tentacle retreats back out of the portal.
All right, now we're like drawing from like Half-Life or The Mist, maybe.
As you
I like it.
is there anything? So that's what you see.
Holy
from
shit.
this research center. You are not close enough to make out the words of the person that's tied down or the scientist. You can try to get closer, but the area surrounding it is all glass, so they will see you as well as you see them. So if you want to try to get closer, you can, but there's a chance that they will see you.
And they'll know we're not supposed to be here.
Not necessarily.
We're not a research group. Do you want to get any closer, Edward, or is there anything that you feel like we should do more of?
I don't know. Is this pretty much? Is there more on this in this room to explore, or are we seeing most of it right here?
This area mainly has cells. The only one that you saw that had someone in it was Petra. The other 4 cells that you saw were all empty. The main area is the like research testing area, which has the guy strapped down and the scientists. And then you notice that on the other side of the research center there are genuine like laboratories of like beakers and test tubes and stuff. Because you can see through the glass area in the middle. So it does not appear that there are any other pieces to this area than what you can see.
Okay. What's my stealth skill? Like if I wanted to try to get, would I be able to get closer? What now?
+7 is your stealth.
No, that's okay.
I have a +10.
Yeah, but you won't be able to understand what they. Oh no, wait! You got the translator. Maybe you could understand.
You all can hear what they say, but you can't. Only Edward can talk back.
10's pretty good, but it is kind of risky. I don't know. Petrov told us to take a quick look around, but not to linger too much.
Yeah, she seems to be, or she.
Petra is a
He.
Petya.
Petya.
Oh, I always know Petra as a female name, so yeah.
I've randomly generated. I said male. I don't know if
Okay,
Russian names.
maybe there's 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's Petya. I said it wrong.
There was a computer you said in there. We could try to stealth and...
The scientist is literally at the computer.
Okay. So we probably shouldn't try to...
Yeah, it'd be very hard to
Stealth.
stealth check going right next to him. Yeah.
No stealing information from this room, probably. I mean, I don't mind trying to stealth closer, but I also don't mind trying to get out to see what's in the other rooms. I feel like we got what we needed here, and I don't know what else to do. I mean, that was pretty cool to see. That's pretty interesting to see the bat thing come out and stuff like that. It would be interesting to know what that's about, but that we're not here for that, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's just a happy accident.
So, do we want to try to go to the next room that we need to find?
Probably. That's probably the next move. It's the next move.
Okay. I guess we just walk back and, wave at the guy. Hey, thanks for letting us in.
Idiot.
And we meet Tommy Schlav, or what is
Okay.
it?
So you're just heading back out?
Yeah.
As you're heading out, the guard hands you a sign-in sheet to
Oh, okay.
sign back out. As both of you sign out, he says to Jade, he says, "I like your hair."
I nod.
Go ahead and roll deception, even though you don't say anything. And just see how awkward this is.
I just smile and nod. Smile and nod.
Someone talks to you. And you
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
All right. I rolled a 13. So plus 3. So 16.
His smile slowly turns to a straight face, kind of disappointed, and he goes, "Okay, have a good day. Remember, if I'm speaking a translator, it's in English. No Russian accent needed." Okay.
Remember, no rush.
Yeah.
I smile and wave.
You meet back up with Tomislav, and you get to the stairway. Okay, we'll switch
We
back.
also- We tell Tomislav what we saw in there.
Tomislav is very surprised to have heard that. He says, "I had no idea." Oh, this guy is giving English stuff. He had no idea they did such work in this building.
Oh, and I suppose now, since we're out of the room, we can open the letter.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. So,
Well,
Open the letter.
I'll tell you what the letter says, and then we're going to switch back. It's a poem. At least it appears to be written as such. But the characters don't make any sense. They are written in a language that you can't read. You don't interpret what it says. But it looks like, from the style it's written, short lines together, it appears to be a poem.
okay. Well, I'll keep it on me, and maybe a linguist will know what it means.
I would like
Yeah,
to.
the AI.
I would like to touch the paper and see if I glean anything from it that's more than just. I doubt I would, but let's just check.
Careful, it might hack your mind.
So when you touch it, it starts out, the heading of it reads, "I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to speak, Edward.
Oh,
I had to code this in a way that I knew you could interpret.
okay. This is even getting weirder.
Here's what the body of the letter says. It's a poem. So you get this in English, but it is not written in English. It says, "Travel down the path foretold and find your crystal friend controlled." I'll paste this in the chat because it's kind of long. "To the place where nations die, escape the depths by taking to the sky. In this world most robust, I cannot tell you who to trust, for it will turn the world to dust. You may trust the rook or knight, use their help to win the fight. Choose to fight or choose unseen, to survive, beware the queen. She may seem the toughest of foes, but in his mind she also knows. When eyes open and chapters close, we'll find out who are friends and who are foes. You will not hear from me again. To know these words entombs my end." And then there's a PS at the bottom that says, "Be aware before opening things of red. You could wind up noticed, caught, or dead."
Things of red. Okay, like maybe the color red. I don't know. That's it.
So if you want that, I will paste it for you.
Okay, I typed most of it, but I missed a few lines.
Yeah. I'll
Can
put
we
it
get back to the beginning? Go to the place where countries die or something like that.
nations die, yeah.
Are we going to Afghanistan? Graveyard of Empires.
So that's what it said.
I
Yeah.
wonder why he wanted just me to bring it out.
Because if Edward touches it, he knows what it says.
Oh, like right away.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
see what you said. I see.
I don't know if that was implied, but that's exactly why.
So we gotta find. So they basically told us where Gabe is because crystal manipulation. He's our crystal friend. The interesting one was the stating who we could find, who we could trust, the rook and the knight, and but beware the queen. So maybe persist is the queen. The rook could be mountain. I don't know who the knight would be. I don't know if they're talking about FSB agents we can trust. I'm like, that's what I'm gleaning from this information. But maybe there's people we haven't met yet. I don't know.
This might be for later, anyway.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Okay, so if you want to talk about this, you can, because this.
Well, I'm not there. I didn't know any of this.
Well, yeah, that's true. But this is kind of a puzzle for you to solve. So if you wanted to try to figure out what it meant, you can. But if you don't want to, we can jump back to Callum and.
Could you post it? I think if you did.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
I don't see it in the
Or
chat.
not in the chat. It's in the player notes. Yeah.
Oh.
Just scroll to the bottom.
Thank you.
If you want to talk about it, go for it. I will let you try to figure out what that means. If not, it's Zach and Callum's turn to talk to the director.
Okay. So we don't need to know any of this information right now.
I mean, unless Edward tells you guys, nobody else knows. I'm assuming he would, though.
Well, I would certainly tell Jade right away. Although, well, maybe Tommyslav's not trustworthy. Maybe I need to tell Jade without letting Tommyslav know.
Okay. But assuming, Callum and I are probably preoccupied while this is all happening.
We'll say that you're still waiting. So if you wanted to just hear what it said on comms, that's fair.
Okay, cool.
We're like standing there getting like,
Well,
little
yeah, why don't
wands
we-
waved over us.
Well, why don't we tell them the overcoms? We tell it to them before they go into the meeting, because if they go into the meeting, then they'll, in case there's a queen or I don't know, this is useful information for them.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, let's do that.
So yeah, if you guys wanted to discuss it, you can.
Yeah, I feel like with this, as far as the takeaway for Callum and I, is that we might need to fly into the sky, and then other than that, we shouldn't open anything red.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's the gist of it for what we're about to do.
Well, it says, but okay. When eyes open and chapters close, we'll find out who are friends and who are foes. I'm assuming those are like books that we could find maybe in the facility.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, there's this one question that I didn't bring up that I was going to. Edward, your power is from books,
Right.
but it will look odd if you are taking more than maybe 2 books with you,
Oh,
because the FSB agents generally do not carry around libraries with them.
and I assume I can't just be like carrying a big bag around either, can I?
Yeah, it's not typical. The uniformed FSB agents that are, or the like either uniformed or like suit and tie, they generally don't have like backpacks. Maybe a briefcase. So if you wanted to bring in like 2 or 3 in a briefcase, that wouldn't be too peculiar.
I definitely want to bring in as many as is, I could get away with. But yeah, I'm not about to jeopardize my cover just to try to bring it in.
So you're gonna bring a briefcase. We'll say it could fit 4.
Sure. Okay,
Okay.
I'll do that.
A briefcase with 4 books, because that doesn't look too odd for FSB agents to have a briefcase. Okay, so that was just a side note. Callum and Zach, what's your next move? Are you going to talk about this, or are you going to? We're going to skip to meeting the director.
I don't know that there is any other move.
Yeah, I think we go through security and we just start.
You've already
heading-
gone through security. You're just waiting for the director to come meet you.
Oh, okay, so we're in the cafeteria. I will absolutely do a perception check.
Okay.
Just to kind of see what's going on, or an investigation check, or whatever check makes sense, but just kind of like glean whatever information is in the area. So would that be perception or investigation?
Perception.
I rolled a total of 9.
You notice a few what look like FSB agents in and out of the cafeteria. From the notes that Tomislav provided you, you see Dima Baranov, aka Mirage, in the cafeteria as well.
Okay, cool. She's the complex illusionist with psychic attacks.
Yes, she's a few tables away, reading a book.
No, she's not a mind reader. She's just an illusionist.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
What book is she reading?
War and Peace.
that's fine. I wonder if it makes sense to go strike up a. No, we don't want to. Well, I can strike a conversation with her, but because I'm not pretending to be anyone I'm not, right?
I mean, you may have to roll a deception if you have to. She asks you why you're here. That would be a deception.
Oh, I'm here to have the meeting with the board of directors, though, right?
Oh, I guess then it's persuasion, because that's true. Well, no, I'd still do deception because that's only a half truth.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I don't have good deception, so I'm not about to go start that conversation then.
Do any of you have good deception?
Actually, you know what? My deception is as good as my intimidation and persuasion. They're all 5. Okay.
Yeah, Zach is your go-to deception persuasion pro on the team.
Yeah. And intimidation, but it's still kind of low. I mean, I'm just trying to think out loud here, Callum. If we were to go talk to her, like, would there maybe be something to gain? I'm not sure if from that poem, if she could potentially be linked as like the queen, or maybe she's a rook or a knight, and we might be able to strike up a.
My question is, does she have anything on her persons that we would be able to like put a tracker on her? Like, is she carrying a bag that we could like attach and then track, or like listening a device to follow her around? Or are we like saying that like we should sit down and pseudo question her, but like what are we gonna get from questioning them while staying like hidden?
Well, I was just thinking. I mean, we're just being ourselves here, like. See if there's any possibility to strike up a relationship, right? Because it may be the case that the rook and the knight are some of these people, and we might need to discover who is friend and who is foe, kind of thing.
I didn't write this because I didn't write the notes for the last one. Dima Baranov is a man. Mirage is a man.
Okay.
If that matters.
I'm gonna put that in there. Okay.
All caps, huh?
Yes.
He is man.
Oh, do you think it might be worth chatting with him?
Yeah, like I mean, I don't think I would do a lot of chatting. I mean, I'm doing your bodyguard role, so I think I would just kind of stand watch over you and maybe like be able to assist in doing perception checks and taking note of how they like answer any questions that you would give them. But I don't think I would like sit down and talk to them. I don't know. It could be beneficial, but I don't think Callum would. I think we came here for our directive and our goal, which was let's sit down with the director, try to find this information directly. I don't know if we want to ingrain ourselves. Maybe, we come back tomorrow or the next day. Maybe this isn't just a one-day meeting.
Complex illusionist with psychic attacks, but not a mind reader, right? So, but might also have like a lot of intelligence for insight checks to be a hard one to deceive.
That's a little meta, but okay.
I mean, I feel like maybe we would have a dossier on them and saying that they were, pretty intelligent.
Do they have IQ scores on intelligence tests and stuff?
We'll give them IQ scores if we want.
All right, man. I'm gonna yield to my bodyguard. I'm not gonna engage.
Yes.
Well, that was me. I did my perception check, and I found out that there's an illusionist sitting down and reading a book about peace and war.
Does Callum want to do anything?
I mean, I guess Callum can do his own perception check, just scanning the room. Oh my god, where's my character sheet? With the skills and the perception is a +6, so I would roll the d20, add 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to find my d20. I didn't have it out. I didn't know we were rolling. I was ill prepared. Okay, here we go. 12 +6, so 18.
Nice.
There's no new details that you see.
Okay, so no one else is lurking. We see her sitting there, reading her War and Peace.
There's a few other agents nearby, but
No one that matches any main operative descriptions.
none of the powered people.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do one more thing? I want to use my laptop to see if I can connect to the network in advance.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Do they have any sort of guest network, or I just want to see like what networks they have available?
They do not have a guest network.
Do they have a bunch of networks visible that are locked though? I want to know what networks I see.
There are Wi-Fi signals, but none that are strong enough to appear within this building.
Okay.
So you see like a Cyrillic one bar that may be like the children's museum thing that's across the street.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So after a few minutes, the director comes down.
Oh, it's just one director. Okay.
Yeah, one director. He's the director of the FSB.
Okay.
Right? You, as players, I suppose, not your characters, will recognize him. Well, we'll see if your characters will. Your characters may or may not. But you recognize Vladimir Putin.
God damn it.
So up walks Vladimir Putin. He welcomes you. He says, I'm not going to do a Russian accent for Putin, just in case I ever get black bagged or something. I don't want to be offended. Right?
Don't let that short little bastard scare you.
Yeah. He puts on his really high-soled shoes to seem taller, and he walks up, and he
In a
says,
very effeminate way.
his arms sway more than they should. He walks up and he says, "Welcome. It's my pleasure to have you here. I hear that you have some things that might be of interest to us.
Yes. Thanks for having us.
Perhaps I can show you to one of the conference rooms, and we can have this discussion for what Cooper Corp might be able to provide for us."
Persuasion check.
Whoa. Why are we persuasion checking?
Can we persuade him to take us to a secure location,
That's what I
say
was about
his
to do.
office? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was about to do.
Who is Zach going to do it, or is Callum going to do it?
Oh, I'm gonna do it. Callum's not talking.
Yeah.
I mean, he could, because
I would step in and be like,
Yeah.
"Sir, we should find a more secure location." But I won't say anything. I'll just stand there, mute, in the back.
Yeah. So I've
Unless he crappily rolls, and then he will.
Yeah.
Unless Zach rolls and it's terrible, then he'll be like, "I insist."
okay. Yeah. Well, thanks for having us. We really should make sure that we are in the most secure of locations. I just want to keep this information between us to start before we come to any sort of agreements on whether we can work with each other.
All right. What'd you roll for persuasion?
Oh, yeah, hold on 1 second. Okay, so let me add that. I rolled a 12, and I'm going to add my persuasion. It's a 5, so 17.
He says, "Our conference rooms are very secure. We can take you to one of the most secure conference rooms in the building."
Okay, I don't know if, like, that means, I don't know if it seems fishy to me to, like, try to ask him if we're going to go, like, to his office or whatever, but I'd like to push that we go to his office. But that, yeah, I guess that's... I'm sorry, let me double check the information real quick. Did Tomislav say that, like, the information we need is in his office?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay. Cool, so I'll ask, is the conference room in or next to your office?
It's just down the hall.
Okay, so it's definitely not, right? Because what floor are we on? The first one?
You're on the first floor. His office is on the 8th, so you're going to take the elevator up.
So I mean, we would technically be on the same floor. Yeah.
So we're going to the 8th floor. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. So excellent. Let's get this started, shall we?
Okay. He takes the two of you up to the 8th floor, and as he's crossing by one of the guards, he says, in Russian to the guard, "Have Pyotr meet me up there."
Oh no, Piotr's one of the dudes.
From your notes, you know the
It's
name.
Mountain.
That's Mountain.
He's a
Yeah.
beast of a man.
He gets you guys up to the conference room. When you walk in, you see that walking up to the elevator, you see this guy. He must be like 6'8", stacked, built muscles. The picture did not do his giganticness muscles. I said muscles. My God, I'm sick. His picture did not do him justice, not muscles. This dude is just muscles upon muscles. And he comes walking up, and Putin tells him to just stand guard. And he takes you inside the conference room, and he sits you down. He asks if you want anything to drink.
So is the mountain in the conference room with us?
He's just outside the door.
So Putin is in this room alone.
With you, yes.
Hypothetically. Hypothetically. Why? Like, why? Like, what? I feel like this is like a trap or something. I don't know. Callum doesn't trust it.
He's trying to forge a deal between Russia
Zach and Russia.
the Corp.
Yeah.
It seems fine. He's got his mountain outside on the other door. Like, what are we gonna do?
Maybe Callum stands outside with the mountain to maybe do some questioning of him in that regards. But I'm trying to think of, again, what's the benefit of asking these people? What do I want to gain from them? Callum cannot think of any questions. If he was standing out by the mountain, I don't think I could think of any questions to ask him.
You could ask him how to get into the office.
That's not suspicious.
So sneakily.
Where's
You
your
word
boss's
it
office at?
I mean, you're, I guess, like, just gonna speak broken. I mean, you're gonna speak English and try to
Mm-hmm.
do what you want to do, man.
Okay. I think Callum, do you want to do the Zach and Putin encounter, or do you want to do Callum and Mountain encounter?
Wait, are you saying that you're
I'm
gonna stay
asking.
outside?
I am going to stand outside with the Mountain.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So we'll go with Zach and Putin's interactions first, and then switch to Callum and the Mountain's interactions.
That's fine. Whatever way you want to do it. Putin sits you down on the table and asks you if you want to drink.
No.
No, I'm okay. I was gonna say water, but yeah, no. That's okay. I just actually had
Would you like to
coffee
stand
in the
near a window?
cafeteria.
Edward's just like, no!
I just had coffee in the cafeteria. I'm doing fine, thanks.
Don't fall for his traps.
So tell me what you can offer Russia. What can Cooper Corp bring to Russia?
Well, what we can bring to you, I don't know if you. So we have medical devices medical technology that could be used anywhere from improving the healthcare in your country to investing or aiding your military or FSB efforts. Really, just medical technology is what I'm here to talk about today.
Real quick aside, I think when we were talking about this last time, we had talked about potentially giving them, like, the carrot on the stick is that we might have technology to track powered individuals. I think was what we had talked about, potentially, like,
mention that.
yeah, because I think, like, when we were discussing, like, what technology we were going to put forward to, like, really entice them to give us, backdoor access was the powered tracking idea.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry. Okay.
We'll start,
back in
we'll start with the medical.
He asks, do you have any samples of this?
Yes, actually, and then I can produce one of the extra potion salves.
Okay, so you're gonna give up one of your...
Yeah.
Okay. You have one more.
I thought how many did we bring?
8.
Oh, 2 each. Okay, gotcha.
He says, we'll have some of our scientists look into this. We'd appreciate any help for our troops, for our agents. But what we're really looking for is to get the upper hand on Phi. They have been extremely damaging to powered people, and we just want to make sure that we can protect them all.
I see. And what ends were you hoping to work with Cooper Corp for this?
Is there something that you can provide that might give insight onto what Phi is doing, or access to any intelligence of them?
So you're looking for some sort of reconnaissance technology, or are you asking me to try to do a job for you?
I would be asking for any intel you currently have, but if you don't have any, we would be open to working with you for gaining some.
So to be clear, I can't and I won't try to do any recon on Phi, but I am here to talk about technology. Is there anything that you already have in mind because you've already tried to develop this yourself?
He tells you that he wants to know what Phi has done in terms of powered research. He wants to match Phi in terms of research, and the Russian efforts, although they show great pride, they are not quite as advanced as Phi's research operations. So he wants to be able to keep up with the powered research division of Phi.
Okay, I want to pause for a quick sec here. I have something I want to say to him, but also, I want to be sure that we're able to get the information that we came here for. It's not just gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have a meeting with Putin and then walk out. Like, I mean, I want to definitely do like some perception check to see anything that I can glean about the environment, because supposedly Tomislav said that there was something we should look for in the 6th floor.
So you're on the 8th floor.
Or sorry, the 8th floor. Yeah, on the 8th floor. So real quick, 'cause I guess we didn't really, like, we kind of moved straight to this office. Like, when we got off the elevator, we just literally, there was nothing to, we just went straight to this office before we could really notice anything else.
Yeah, it was down a hallway off of the elevator. There were a few other offices, presumably of higher ups in the organization, but most of them had their blinds drawn, so you couldn't see who was in there.
And before I continue the conversation with him, can I just do a quick perception check of the room?
Yeah, this is a routine check, so I'm not even gonna have to.
Okay, cool.
It's a standard conference room. There are a bunch of chairs around a big square table. It has a TV on one end. The wall to the outside is entirely glass, but it is soundproof, as is the door.
Okay, cool. And so we'll resume the conversation. So if you're just looking for information, that is not something that I will do for you or that Cooper Corp can. However, Cooper Corp has been in a similar situation and needed information before, and I do have a contact that I might be able to put you in contact with if you're looking to get information.
But you will have to take me to the office first.
Putin says, like, I'm looking for a contact. I thought you were the one that could provide me this information. Like, why are we meeting if you can't provide this intelligence? I was led to believe that this technology would help me gain a foothold over Phi.
You were led to believe that we would give you information about Phi? I was hoping that we could make some collaborative efforts with technology, maybe share in our research, or that we might have something to offer you. But if you're not interested in the medical technology that we have, and you're looking more to get some sort of foothold over Phi, then I can say that I have a contact that can get you that information, but I won't taint my reputation with Phi, and have no interest in trying to sabotage my own reputation.
Roll persuasion.
Okay, cool. And by the way, I don't know if you've caught on to this, but the contact is not going to be like someone at Phi. It's the other identity that I have that no one knows about.
It's just a number to a cell phone in Callum's pocket.
Yeah.
He calls it up on the spot.
No. The contact I'd be putting in. It's the hacker identity. Okay, so persuasion. I rolled 18 plus 5, 23.
Putin says, we'd be interested in the medical. It will provide a benefit for our troops. I would definitely be interested in this contact. We're trying to advance our understanding of powers as much as possible, and Phi does not wish to share what rightfully belongs to everybody. And if they don't wish to share, then we will have to get it some other means.
Okay, I'm gonna pause for a quick sec. This is the part where I want to I'm talking to you, Callum. Segue here because I feel like we need to get more information about this floor. And now that he's hooked on doing the deal, I'm not sure like what.
Okay, we can transition to Cal. So you're standing outside the door with the mountain, or just mountain. What do you want to do?
I feel like I would put on serious work face, like serious Callum, activate. I would then turn and to look at Peter, and then I would hold out my hand and be like, "Name's Callum. Pleasure working with you."
He shakes your hand. His hand just seems to like encompass your entire hand. He says, "Pleasure."
The
My name
interesting
is
thing is it when he goes to shake Callum's hand, he can't actually grab the hand itself. It's almost like an invisible shell around it. Unless he really squeezed, and then he would actually hit hand.
Do we want to roll for this?
Sure. Like, have him. How strong does the mountain shake Callum's hand? That's the question.
Okay, what's your? We'll do this against toughness, because there's no dodge in this involved. So, what's the DC for it? What's your toughness?
My toughness is 14.
Okay.
Toughness is 14.
Yeah, just
What's your
shield-
stamina?
Stamina is poo poo. It's all my shield. Like all of it is for my ability.
Oh, you have increased toughness from your ability.
Okay, roll your toughness.
Oh
Plus 14.
God. Nat 20.
All right, he tries to squeeze your hand, but he is repelled by your force field. He goes, interesting power. It would be fun to spar against you one day.
I appreciate that, Mountain. I've heard of your work. I hear you're a beast of a man.
The mountain came from Sunny. He does not know the mountain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say I've heard of you described as a mountain of a man. I feel like the stories hold true.
I don't know if you. Okay, I'm not gonna speak for you.
Yeah.
You don't want to let him know you've been stalking him, man.
Well, I mean, like, I'm assuming he's a pretty big wig person, like in the industry. You know, I'd be made aware of all my clients' contacts. You being my client.
Okay.
He says, I have not heard of you.
That's true.
How long have you been bodyguard?
Won't lie, Mountain. I'm a little new to this whole industry. I could definitely use some tips if you have any.
Roll deception.
Oh God, what is my deception? Deception's untrained, so I have 0 ranks in it.
D20 then.
Oh, okay. Here we go. 2.
Oh no.
He says, you do not seem like bodyguard. You're very small.
Well, I can't lie to you, Mountain. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to call him the Mountain. I don't know what I want to call him. Peter, just Peter. Like I don't.
Peter.
Mr. Sorkin. I think I'd call him Mr. Sorkin. I've never really thought myself for this business, but I found myself so tough. I just kind of got thrown into it. I feel out of sorts as it is.
He says, where did you meet Mr. Cooper?
Where did I meet Mr. Cooper?
You can tell from his face that he is getting a little bit suspicious of you.
Mr. Cooper was a smart man. He found me when I wasn't half the man I was before, and he made me into the man I am today. He's given me a shot and an opportunity to shine, and I'm taking it.
Deception.
Oh God, I can't play to his emotions. He has none.
Anyone else hear this over comms?
You can hear Callum's side of it. You can't hear the mountain's responses.
That was a respectable 14. 0 plus 0. It's just 14.
He rolled a nat 20.
I mean, these aren't full lies. They are half truths, to be clear.
And that he sees through. I don't think you are who you say you are. Who checked your ID? Did you go through security?
Absolutely, I went through security. I've been with my client the entire time he's walked through this building, and I would never leave his side except in situations such as this. If you don't think that I'm not tough enough to be a bodyguard, prove it. Punch me.
Can't even shake your hand, man.
I mean, that's the
Persuasion.
point.
We'll do
Like,
persuasion.
I'm trying to like prove that I'm like, while I may not be trained as a bodyguard, I have the chops. All right, he's got the spirit.
You can't lie, but maybe you can persuade him.
14 again. I swear to Jesus.
Just distract him in an arm wrestling match.
I don't think I'd beat him. He's probably way stronger than me. Persuasion is also untrained, so also 0.
You got
So it is
14?
another 14. Yes.
I love how you just wanted to go have a conversation with the mountain and you have no talking skills.
He says, "Now you're speaking my language. Do you want to go have a match?"
Ooh, hey, if you do this, can you just like look around and glean any information on the way out?
Yeah.
I don't have a gun.
Callum wants to say yes. Callum wants to do this, but he doesn't know if it's appropriate to leave him in the room with Putin. But I feel like we could almost be like,
cough out loud and say it's fine.
it's fine. I'll be like, if this is what it takes to earn your respect, Mr. Sorkin, I feel like we've got time to spare. They'll be in debates and discussions of businesses above my pay grade for a while.
Do not tell Putin I do this all the time.
Okay.
So I give like I do a quick calm, like a click to like signal that I'm stepping away.
Okay. The mountain says, "We can go down the hall. There's an empty office. We can have a quick spar."
Lead the way, Mr. Sorkin.
Okay. He takes you down.
Can I do perception checks while we're walking down the hall?
Yeah, roll. We'll just do one.
Okay. 6 + 2 is 8.
8. The writing on the offices, you can't make out the Cyrillic alphabet that's written in the office's title. So if you're looking for the director's office, you do not see it, since it's not written in English.
I'm going to do my absolute best to take a mental snapshot of like the layout of the offices as
Also
we're
note
walking
that
through.
You have all 4 of you have hero points, so if you want to re-roll any of these.
Oh, yeah. Can I 100% use a hero point for that? Because, I mean, that 6 is kind of bad.
If you want
Okay. How many do we get? That's on the back of the sheet, isn't it?
hero points?
Yeah.
You
Or those
start
are
with
just-
1. Every
Yeah.
session.
Okay. And you give us some when we do outstanding things.
Hold on. I can do him one better and throw him a luck.
Okay.
How many luck rerolls do I get? 3? I think it's 3. I'm gonna look real quick.
It is 3, yes.
Okay. I'll throw him a luck. So you can save your hero point. You might need it to fight the mountain.
I mean, that's 100% fair.
You can throw him this just because he is still nearby.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't know there was a range on that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll again, buddy.
Okay. So this is re-rolling the perception check for as we walk down the hall.
Yes.
So it was a 1. I'm so sorry.
Okay, yeah. You do not see the office.
Brutal.
Stop staring at the mountain.
I think it is a stage fright scenario where he's like, oh, shit, I've gotten over my head. What am I getting myself into?
That's right.
He just can't stop digging this hole. I will say I do have an advantage of assessment, which is use insight to learn an opponent's combat capabilities. Is that something I can use in this moment as I'm walking to my death?
Let me look at what you are rolling against.
An insight check. Opposed to the target's deception check result.
Yes. Okay.
And my insight is a +6. I have 2 ranks in it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll yours. I have to figure out where his is.
That is a 17 modified, so it was an 11. +6
Okay,
is 17.
If you win, the GM tells you the target's attack and defense bonuses relative to yours. With each additional degree of success, you learn one of the target's bonuses exactly. You rolled a 17?
Yes.
I doubt the mountain has presence. He's a fighter.
Attack and defense bonuses relative to yours.
I have a +10 and +4 to hit on my offenses, and then my toughness is 14. I don't know if you need it. Or I can tell you like the power of them is like 6 and 4.
I'll give you this. You got 3 degrees of success. You get to learn one of the target's bonuses exactly 3 times.
Ooh.
attribute?
Oh God. His attribute bonus, is that going to be like learning like if I was to say what's his toughness, is like his toughness higher or lower than mine,
No,
or are
no,
you?
you get to know it exactly. You get to know what number his toughness is exactly.
Oosh. Yeah, what's his toughness?
14.
Okay, so we are tied in toughness. Dear God.
Are you fighting his toughness or are you fighting his fortitude though?
Oh, I don't know.
His attacks are against toughness.
Okay, because I wasn't sure, like with your gravity moves, if you cared about his toughness or his fortitude. So
It's toughness.
okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So he's equal in toughness with you, man.
So, I guess I would want to know his to hit, so I would know how strong he can slap.
Of his strongest attack?
I would say of like, because I'm trying to think, this is like me just insightful to him. Like, I can tell he's as strong as my fortified body. Do I have an idea of how strong his, like, I don't want to say his strongest attack, but like his regular punches would be? You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that he would use continually throughout a fight. I don't want to know any like trump cards or secret moves or whatever.
Do you want to know what his strength?
Yeah, what's his? I guess because I mean that would be what he. If he was punching, he would use a strength bonus.
Right.
That would be his damage, but then there's also his agility or dodge or parry for, not getting hit at all.
Yeah, you get three attributes. You choose. So if you
Okay.
want strength, that's his unarmed damage.
And then fighting is your chance to parry, and
Yeah, fighting is your like to hit modifier for melee.
Okay, so that would actually then be the other two then. So toughness was a 14. What's the strength and fighting? Because I guess those are going to be the stats I'm going up against directly.
His strength is 12 and his fighting is 6.
Dead.
wow.
All right, cool.
So he leads you back to the office. He goes, "You hit me, I hit you. You go first."
I
mean, you're sparring. You're not trying to kill each other.
That's my thing. Okay, because there's a thought in Callum's head where I could touch him and reverse gravity on him to just throw him as absolutely far as possible to like remove him from the equation. Unless he had like a movement, counteracting ability. Because I mean, he is at this point expecting to get hit, but he doesn't know like the degree of it. So I'm trying to think like, do we just break open this can of worms and just start going crazy, or do I like follow through with this act?
What? This is you're just sparring, man. It's an arm wrestling contest. It's not like you don't have to kill the guy.
But I mean, I'm Agent 47. I'm Splinter Cell. I'm deep cover. You can take him out. Nobody's know. There's no one's gonna witness this. He's gonna walk away and disappear. Okay. I will. I guess I'm just gonna gravity shot him from up close.
What are you gonna throw? The office is nearly empty. There's a few like old chairs and a desk. There's like a filing cabinet. It looks like
I really need to develop a melee version of my gravity attack. I'm realizing this. I don't know if I want to throw just like random office furniture at him.
That's the one where you throw something, right?
Yeah, it's the one where I throw something.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe I look at the filing cabinet and I just use that as my object.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pick something that I think is going to have a lot of documents into it.
Okay.
And then you get strangled.
And then that's exactly the case. So I'm going to pick whatever object I think is going to have the most documents and use that as the object to hit him.
Okay. Throw it.
Oh no. It's fine. It's 11 on the die. I don't remember what my to hit is. Oh,
Do you have any
gravity shot's
rerolls
10.
if you wanted to reroll?
21. It's
yeah,
21.
you can use your hero point here if you want.
Hero
21?
point?
I mean, 11. Yeah.
21 though. I mean, I don't know. 21's pretty good, but you did
That's
not
pretty
check
good, pretty
his
good.
dodge or his parry. You only checked his
He's
strength.
a big guy. I don't think he's gonna dodge. I'm gonna stick with the 21. I'm not gonna reroll or do anything like that. I'm just gonna.
You're just trying to hit a mountain.
Yeah, it's fine.
You are able to hit the mountain. You're right. He does not even attempt to dodge out of the way. It hits him. What's the DC?
21.
No, that's. Wait.
Oh, 16 plus, or it's 15 plus the 6, right? So it is still 21.
Oh, it just happened. Okay.
Yeah, just happens to
21.
math out.
Let's see.
Throw a filing cabinet at him.
Now,
That's what I
in
would do.
this
Filing
moment-
cabinets are heavy.
yeah, they are super heavy, and there's a lot of debris now in the air. Is there any possibility I can just, like, make some sleight of hands to start grabbing some paper out of the air? You know, like those money machines you stand in? You just grab all the money? Like, can I start grabbing some documents?
What are you doing? He's like, let's spar. You're like, let's break cabinets and grab paper.
The only way I can spar is by hitting him with things.
So it hits him, it breaks apart. Files do not fly out like the machines at Chuck E. Cheese.
Damn.
They fall straight to the ground in front of him. He appears uninjured from this attack. The filing cabinet, however, is bent. It's no longer functioning as a filing cabinet.
Mhm.
He says, my turn. He swings at you with his fist.
I unflinchingly just stare at him while he does this.
He takes a step in order to get close enough to hit, and he trips over the filing cabinet and misses his swing.
So you rolled a 1 over there, huh?
Yeah,
My turn. Ugh.
Oop.
If you were to like sit on him, could he like get up? Or how strong is your gravity field? He could probably get up. He's a mountain.
I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Okay.
he says, ah, stupid filing cabinet. Mulligan.
I help him up,
Okay.
and I let him swing again.
All right.
But I move the filing cabinet out of the way before he does.
Okay, so we'll say.
But
say
while I move the filing cabinet, I try to. Is there like a perception I could use while I'm in the office and he's like on the ground getting up? Can I take a second to review the office?
the office that you're in.
Are you trying
Yeah.
to like read the papers or just look at the?
Just
Yeah.
see what the hell office he brought me into.
It's like an old office that used to have someone in it that probably transferred to a different building or something. So it looks like
It is just like an old dusty office.
yes,
Okay,
not
cool.
obviously not in use.
Okay.
So that's not even that's going to be a routine check. So you don't even have to roll.
This scene is hilarious, by the way.
So you're going to let him hit you.
Yeah, he missed his first
Okay.
shot, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to earn his respect.
Okay, he says, "Oh great, here comes,"
So great.
and he hits you. It's a DC 27 against your toughness.
1 hit KO.
My toughness is 14, so I have to roll, and then plus 14 has to be his 27.
Yes.
So I have to roll 13 or higher.
Oh, you got this.
Why do you say that? Why? Why would you say it right before I roll? You're
Use a hero point.
18 on the die, plus the 14, 32. Let's go.
All right. He says, "Not many can take these hits. It's tough times for people like us."
It's tougher for someone like me who's trying to get into the trade and having to earn the respect of his betters.
Do you drink vodka?
With you, I would.
Let's go. I know the private stash. We
I
can't
follow.
include him.
Just a no hesitation.
All right. He leads you into an office and goes to like a cabinet and pulls out a bottle of vodka and 2 shot glasses. And he pours you one and pours himself one.
Does this office look special in any way?
Yes, this office it has several like diplomatic seals on it. It looks like a fairly important office. It has 2 long brown filing cabinet, no, not filing cabinet, just cabinets. One of them is one that he pulled the vodka bottle out of on one side of the room. On the other side of the room, there is some chairs and the official-looking seals on the wall and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle of the room is the desk. Actually, roll perception.
Rolling.
Rawhide.
Uh,
Rolling back.
I don't remember if I'm trading perception. 2, 6. No, perception is. I have persuasion and deception is 0. I cannot talk myself out of a wet paper bag, but I will know that I am in it with an 18 plus 6 being 24.
Okay, from the pictures on the wall, you can place that this is Putin's office.
Nice.
When the mountain opened the cabinet containing the vodka bottle, you notice that within that cabinet there was a small red filing cabinet.
Oh,
It's red.
Looks quite important. It doesn't have like a combination lock, but it has like a keypad kind of lock. It looks more like a safe.
Yes, beware before opening things of red. You could wind up noticed, caught, or dead.
How big is that object? You said it's in the filing cabinet?
So there's a very tall, like a hutch-sized, like a bookshelf, we'll say, that has a door on the front. And within that, on the bottom, like it's like 3 feet tall, is this red safe with a keypad on it.
I don't know if we made any contingencies for what to do when we found the information, guys. We talked about what we were going to do to find it, but not what we were going to do when we found it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 retcons left.
Man, I don't know if I want to like mark the room physically or if I just want to mentally know where it's at. Like if I can be like, okay, I know where that's at. I can take this back to the group for when we, rendezvous and then maybe do like a night raid, where Jade comes in after hours and just goes straight to that object. But I don't know if we've talked about this.
you're so close.
I know. Like, but again, I'm with the mountain, so I'm assuming that I'm going to drink with the mountain.
Get him really drunk.
I mean, I
Just,
have
like,
sleight of hand and stealth trained. My thought was, could I, remove the object? But I think it's going to be, inside of that safe and cabinet, and I don't think I could really do anything while he's in the room with me.
mhm.
So I guess I'm just going to accept the vodka with him and, toast.
Salute
Salute
to fallen comrades.
to fallen comrades. And then Australian puts it on the ground, just smashes it.
All right, I think that's a good place to stop. And then,
I think it stops right as Callum coughs from taking the shot.
Yeah, so I think we pick up next session with Tomislav, Jade, and Edward in the stairwell. But yeah, I think that's a good place.
Go team.
Nice.
I think Vladimir Putin's middle name is like Vladimirich or something.
Vladimir Vladimirich.
Yeah, it's something like that. I'm pretty sure.
My question is, did you come up with that rhyme on your own?
Yes,
The poem.
it took me a while actually. The one thing that I didn't get done because my kid got sick and then I got sick right afterwards. I was gonna try to get you guys a floor plan of the actual building, but I just didn't get around to it.
Excuses.
Yeah, but I did everything else I wanted to do for the session.
I'm imagining a situation where you write that poem, and then Jade does not take the poem, and it's just like, aw.
Just untapped potential. She's like, sure, I'll take the paper, and just crunches it up in the front of the person, just drops it on the ground.
Just rips it, stomps it.
Enjoy imprisonment, bitch. Walks away.
I'm just like chaotic evil all of a sudden.
Bits in their cage.
It had to go down almost exactly like that, so I'm glad it did.
I just want to say, I have these intrusive thoughts where I genuinely wanted for a second to be like, what if we just said, just go for it and like actually used one of my abilities offensively to remove the mountain from the premises and then just, all hell breaks loose. But
I don't know, man.
So there is a pushback mechanic. So if you wanted to like throw him out the window or something, you could. It's basically the difference between your power and his toughness, though. So you would have a tough time doing it to the mountain because he's so big.
he's a big boy.
Cool. Well, it's been fun.
I don't have
It's
anything
been
else
real.
for you guys.
Well, I'm just going to hang out. You guys can hang out or leave. I don't care.
And this marks the end of the Comrades arc, Part 2. Let's invade Russia in the winter. As always, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. I put a lot of time and effort into planning and editing these, so it's nice to know that some people are getting to hear it. And hopefully, if you've made it this far, you are enjoying it as well. It would mean a lot to all of us if you take the time to share us with anyone you think might be interested, and maybe follow us on social media too. We even officially have a TikTok now as well. The links are always in our show descriptions on the link tree. I plan to post more pictures of characters in the show and clips wherever possible of the funnier scenes that we have, without trying to give away too many spoilers on whatever social medias that support it. Also, feel free to reach out to us. We love to hear from anyone, be it questions or even just to say, hey, we want to hear it. So reach out to us on whatever platform you feel comfortable. In the next session, Putin puts some pressure on Zack, Callum makes some troublesome choices, and Edward and Jade put on their best Russian agent disguises and try to get to the goose? Maybe check the translation on that one.